Today, our topic for public divination is what his recent mental activities are. The above are 3 sets of rehearsals. 就这样，这样只有一项. Choose the one you most want to choose based on your intuition. The video you easily launch has also brought you energy. After all, this is a big move. I must be rational. Miss me! Looking at the picture, this person recently had a new idea. Your relationship was stuck and broke up before. It's been a while. This person actually wants to start a new relationship. The so-called news is a new strength with the old people. Of course, there's also this kind of news. What I see is that he or she, please do not hesitate to like, subscribe, share, and reward to support Mingjing and Jian program. Although he's a tough guy, some might say he's naive and simple. First of all, watching this game, I think you guys are playing basketball. You guys are actually very okay in terms of communication. And it seems you haven't communicated much, or communicated slowly, or like a loved one, desolate desire. It's about meeting you guys, or he'll start moving when he sees you guys and discovers something. I see some are married and some are about to get married. I told him that this person is actually like a person. He actually wants to do something because he thinks you should give him a very perfect you, like an angelic existence, and he feels when he is with you or you. Do you think we were very happy and particularly joyful together at that time? And also, if there are friends who are about to get married, this person really wants to marry you. Draw a period for you. We want to become this couple. Some babies have someone who really thought about some things. He is very depressed. And when I see this multi-party relationship, then what is he doing? You both are favoring each other with great caution, because your fresh food supplement is too big. And he became a kind of heresy. He was sometimes very unhappy. Why he was unhappy? A lot of things were on his mind. Half of it was to talk with Deng Kai. But I saw that you need to have a sense of fairness and justice. This person has been returning step by step afterwards. He may be thinking of something better. So, what is his recent psychological activity? The psychological activity is a new beginning with signs of apple. What is his recent psychological activity? The psychological activity is wanting to eat an apple. Start over. Some babies will start over at night, and I see that you are very satisfied, because he is quite powerful in this regard. But there are people who don't want to broadcast in your feelings recently. This guy also has such an idea about the relationship. If the relationship is concerned, were there any difficulties in your communication the day before yesterday? The next part is still quite serious. It would be a pity if I wasn't there. A very small number of netizens are married, but still mixed. Okay, what does this card mean? This card is about wishing. In fact, it means that you should take more self-protection. Please come up next year and do everything you are doing now. Please take some time to deeply imagine the song you most want to leave to this world, because this is what changes your dreams. Every wish, every must. This person is now refusing relationships with relatives and friends. He will actually be by others. Or you have led to a final direction and result. For example, the relationship might be dangerous. Of course, you might get married or something. Maybe some family members are undecided, or he wants to start with you. You're vying for the relationship. Sometimes it's also influenced by others. It's decided by others. Let it go.
Alright.
This is a blessing from the universe. Irosha. Actually, there is a dragon here. This dragon is actually asking you to make a wish. You don't watch the video network hate shop owner's words. You can make a wish and boldly realize your wish. Return to your true self, peeling back like the layers of an onion. Consider this your truest self. There is also a dream because sometimes online the person you like grows in his heart. This person is not very confident sometimes and will belittle himself. Actually, let him start a new force. Perhaps the first card shows a healthcare medicine is also such a major one. As it will start. They'll hear that. In addition, it's alright to strip his hand. Action can be taken. But for your feelings, it may not be possible because some suspected people say he's not very willing to. The universe is now allowing you to make a wish. You can be bold in making it. If you believe that making a wish on the Eastern Sphere is useless, you can still make a wish when you're drawn to the box. However, you can't be too outrageous. Well, like today is more grounded. I will listen less to him. His recent psychological fantasy is to open it for you. Or he is looking for a new energy. He needs to start moving. He needs to communicate and interact. Even in reality, things will be darker. But he also doesn't want to be happy every day. He wants to communicate. So this person actually likes to talk and wants to put his actions into practice. But as it stands, he doesn't really want to commit in relationships. That's what fairness is called? It's the same for the public. Well, don't form the second group. What is his recent psychological activity? Do you want to draw a new card? If you get you will listen. If you get you will forgive. I really can't do it, so I said it's good to form a group. From the screen, in my personal impression, there is the past kind of pain. It may take a long time to get deeper. And this person has negative energy. And if there are some not so good elements in your feelings, there will be some people give you some advice on this and give him some ideas. The whole feeling of going back to hell, very contradictory. And there are aspects of work that are relatively contradictory. And this contradiction means that he is thinking about you at night. Of course, you are also thinking about him, so he can't sleep well at night or during the day. But I see that if you are evaluating him, he is separated from you before. But he won't completely lose contact with you. There could be funds to contact him, but without a visa, it's impossible. He might still reach out to you, though. The other aspect is that this person is actually influenced by you. He wants to make a promise to you, or he would like to invite some babies to have dinner. He wants you to rest well, but he feels that he needs a kind of fairness. It seems to be a fake fairness now. He feels like giving love to your babies. We are also fair, but in fact, none of us are real Democrats. After seeing this interview, you will make a decision. As for this, we have a fan on the industry network who said, I want to invite you to say a few words about dating. Write a script for us. This could be possible, but typically this person is quite lively. Definitely very lively. It's the kind that he might not necessarily tell you not to do such and such, but he might be very warm-hearted about this. And this website has multiple relationships. There are servers who are friends from different places and countries, and your feelings seem to be distant. The distance seems to be a bit far. This website has been there for a long time. In fact, you don't really understand each other very well, which is quite contradictory to your performance. So they now infer that in a sexual activity history, somebody was stopped at FBI. If what just happened was a minor infidelity, if it happens again, and if you're younger and still accessible, especially if there was a growing feeling given to you at that time, this makes it spiritual, especially with kids around, and his pain with him, there is no solution at all. Furthermore, he won't become stronger after fighting. He will change totally after the fight, and he chose that heart. What will he do in the future? That is the energy of oneself going out or going somewhere, and then the energy coming back. This person will give you a gift. If your age gets better next time, your life will become worse. As for this card is actually an awakening. Sometimes you seem to be asleep, or the person you think in your heart seems to be asleep too. Or maybe you guys need to imagine him. What you guys are thinking is him. He needs to imagine his inner consciousness, and he needs to fantasize his own soul. He needs to recognize his value. Actually, this person is quite valuable. It's just that he's feeling his own, actually, his usual. And what I see most from the netizens, if you in this relationship, you feel like you are not loved enough, or you kind of feel like he never loved you, or you're suspicious. Actually, it is to wake you guys up right now. Some souls, phantoms come out. In fact, you can go to look at the mirror. In fact, you are very beautiful. And don't feel like how with him sometimes when you feel like you're wrong, and when you're more relaxed, at least Mr. Jin will wake you up and make you feel that power, that kind of procedure. And when he arranges the golden dragon, because he also brought wild magic than everyone else. You have to imagine all the things you've done up to now, including this console. This console, he wants to say, he's on track now. But he finds it interesting at first glance. Even the empathy between you can also be paid attention. If it continues like this, perhaps the situation will have a better outcome. That's why there is such a situation of poor communication. But without this karma, sometimes he talks about him, this person. He actually has his background without basis. It seems like for him his meaning is not high, because sometimes you guys good or not, or I feel like can or can't I love him. He says, how is he still? But he is actually a very gentle being, very cautious and careful towards people. But when he meets you, he actually thinks you are his idea. He also knows that these two people are not fair, but there were problems when he communicated just now. He indeed has one side that is definitely unfair over there. Some souls have forgotten to open the door. Well, the second group is good, and the third group, his latest new job has come. Let's go in and take a look. Thank you. Universe, the one bull, twins, Libra, Taurus, all things, Pisces, Mandarin ducks, lizard, drink water, Mandarin ducks cannon, really powerful third, take a look. More news netizens praise large companies. I think it would be nice if he has money. If you change these, you're managing the money. If you're in charge of the money, I still have to give you $8. I have to give you $8. When you see that you have been exposed, your feelings are covered up. After being covered up, some of the concealed parties are unwilling. Of course, it is not that some people say that it was initiated by multiple parties. They, the Democratic voters, said they were unwilling, but when you were exposed to the table, may get up into it. Tandaan zaman kasabut baik suggesting kalau ni pada sini fucking tiada lagi nasi pedas was not said object. So the emotions that I pulled it by. This one's sorry, that teacher alam musika. This time, this person, he's been feeling really pressured lately, very depressed. He would think whatever you love him, whatever you bash him, doesn't matter. You have to say you can't anything. Why bother? Why not? You decide. After all, it's meaningless to him. What's up with you, Brother Wang? What happened with you? No problem. That's all for this video. So, as far as outsiders are concerned, Taurus always dislikes the most. Anyway, the child was very crazy and dared not call relatives, but in fact, the family was also very crazy. He didn't keep warm and still praised people. It's really considerate and appreciated. It's just like the most words to reject the weak. Alright, but we pause for today, and we start with the next video. The right of Lei Changzhu should be good, right? But your hook rabbit war, indeed, he is quite satisfied considering the standard distribution of both sides. The most important thing is that he feels wealthy and thinks that having a 5-star master is pretty awesome. But as far as his next generation is concerned, it's actually because of the obstruction to the obscure opening. For instance, the physical environment, chemical reactions, being in a different place, red blood, the parents of the red corpse, the ounce of other senses, and so on. We will hide in this, so your relationship is a bit stiff, a bit stuck. But it's okay, because sometimes this person feels pretty collapsed. Frankly, he can't promise you anything, even though people have planned you in that emotion. But it's okay, but this person is actually quite stuck. Well, when I see this team, you guys are relatively stable in terms of emotions. This group, how stable it is, what is his psychological activity? I saw a part of the psychological activity. He is quite proud because he has no money at all. There are a lot of things that are not as normal as he imagined. Everyone would have some melancholic feelings. This person, they're now in a state of not giving. And there's this thing that he likes very much. Your conditions are too good, your attitudes are too poor. I didn't see confidence as his recent exercise, because he found that other places freed himself, that is to say, because this obvious solution should be better than forgetting anything. This side tastes like stimulation. You always sum up whether they are like this. Actually, don't forget about anything, and in his own words, he can't say he is old or something. At that time, he can't do it. Now, you don't have such beauty. I think the most important thing to explain may be the age issue. It doesn't seem like young people will do anything. One day he will also experience the old day. And if you get older, his age or your reading experience will also be good. He will almost appear in an inelegant state or say that kind. It's just that our age levels are different, right? You're in your 40s or 50s and I am in my 60s. After suddenly your heart is still beautiful. Don't feel it's hard to subsidize yourself, okay? Because this person is willing not to give. It's quite depressed. But what's depressed? Actually, it's often including your age or your distance or something. It may affect you. So this thing is stuck here. Your reference is actually a health test. When it appears, it also wants him not to be so depressed and not so confident. If you notice what I'm saying or evaluate what I'm saying, I'll give you a point of reference. Don't be so anxious. You see, men are anxious, women are anxious. It's just your point of view, it's the way you like it. The male side seems to be, this responsibility is a bit big. Don't look at the economic activities are wrong at the moment. Recently, I have done a lot of detailed research on one-to-one or learning articles.